Welcome to the Micheaux Mission. 2 men, 1 podcast, every black film ever made. My name is Len, a.k.a. Len. And as always, I'm joined by my partner.
Hey, this is Vincent Williams.
Tonight, we are journeying back into the filmography of writer-director Charles Burnett for Vincent's selection for tonight's stop on the mission. We go to 1994 to Ice Cube for 10 minutes at least.
How about that? How about that?
And Michael Boatman, Lori Petty, Bernie Casey, and Blink, and you'll miss him, Elliot Gould.
Elliot Gould.
Right?
Elliot Gould.
In Charles Burnett's The Glass Shield. Tonight here on The Mission, as we are premiering on YouTube and everywhere that you find podcasts. Hello, missionaries.
Good evening, one and all.
Well, Vincent, we've got a lot of work to do tonight, but first and foremost, we have to start with paying homage to someone that we lost recently.
Oh, my goodness.
The world lost one Judy Pace.
Yeah.
83 years young.
Yeah.
Died in her sleep.
Yeah.
Actually, it was a beautiful scene painted by her 2 daughters. And a name who has come up frequently here on the mission.
Oh, yeah.
But to be fair, made her name primarily in television.
Yes.
In the 60s and 70s.
Yes.
We've talked about her in Cotton Comes to Harlem and in Cool Breeze.
Yes.
But she made her mark in television first in Peyton Place and The Young Lawyers. And then she was, in the 70s, she was off and running. She was on everything.
She was on everything. Yeah.
What do you got to say about Judy Pace?
Look, man, if you have been a missionary for longer than 6 weeks, you know Judy Pace is part of my heart. Like Judy Pace really was just one of the great beauties of the 70s. I mean, you know, we'll talk about her acting, we'll talk about her comedic charm, her comedic timing, but just gorgeous in a way that
effortlessly.
And I just don't think you see people like this.
No.
You know, just this amazingly vibrant, vivacious, sexy, pretty, like actually just beauty queen pretty.
Yeah. Got to start in modeling.
And that is just the static image. And then as you said, as an actress, I think she had good acting chops.
Oh, yeah.
I think she had amazing comedic timing.
Yes.
Like you talk about her on The Young Lawyers, you talk about her on Peyton Place, and I think she does fine. Like you see stuff, but just as a comedic presence on Sanford and Son, on Good Times, you know,
what's happening?
Like she really was one of these players.
Yeah. That
popped up. And again, when you talk about the image of blackness and the image of black femininity, just really iconic.
Indeed. And actually, in learning more about her, you know, as one does, and unfortunately one passes, to learn that she not only was great friends with another natural beauty of that time, Nichelle Nichols, but that they actually joined together to start the Kwanzaa Foundation in order to help Black women get more into the arts and into film. Speaks even more so of her as far as a person, as far as an activist, a philanthropist, meaning that she was just beauty inside and out. Yeah. And the world is a great loss.
It really is. It really is. And again, just a real iconic presence that it will be pleasant to revisit her as the years go on and we discover her in projects.
It was actually kind of cool to see that in all of the people that were giving her honors and flowers in her passing, that probably the Judy Pace of her time Holly Robinson Pete
Yeah.
was one of the leading ones of putting out there, talking about the mark that she made.
Yeah.
So that was actually beautiful.
Yeah.
That was really dope.
Yeah.
So Judy Pace, to her family, offer our condolences. Rest in power, good sister.
I guess we should acknowledge congratulations to Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, yes.
And Ryan Coogler and all of the nominees and winners of Sinners.
Mm-hmm.
Not because this is an acknowledgement of their quality, but because this will open up doors for them.
Yes.
So
yes, it actually is really cool. And I was going to touch on this when we got more into the voicemail mails, but Michael B. Jordan, who won for Best Actor for Sinners, all the stories that I've read coming out of the Oscars, because I didn't watch the Oscars.
Of course not.
Yeah, I didn't watch them. But all the stories that I've read from it is that the room was electric and almost felt as if you were in a college game, as loud as people were cheering for Michael P. Jordan.
Well, you know, part of the reason I don't really mess with the Oscars like that is that so much of it is a political thing.
Mm-hmm.
So much of it is, you know, as opposed to being a barometer of quality.
Yes.
And I think he is well liked.
He is very well liked.
I think he is well liked. I think he is collaborative. I think he is a centered person.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've never heard a professional bad thing about him.
Yeah.
On air or off.
Mm-hmm.
So that doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him and Ryan Coogler.
Right, as well.
Because everybody was definitely excited for him. And let's give also props to Autumn Archipel.
Yeah,
who was the first woman to win Best Cinematography.
Yeah.
As well as being like the first Filipino.
Yeah,
to win cinematography for an Oscar. And Ryan Coogler, who won for Best Original Screenplay. And Ludwig Göransson, who won for Best Original Score.
Right.
For Sinners as well. So
right.
Taking home those 4 awards.
Sure.
For the at the Academy Awards. So shout out to them.
Yes. Hopefully their managers and publicists were all sitting somewhere salivating.
Oh yeah.
As they said, yesterday's price is not today's price.
That's right.
So
that is right.
Get that money.
Cash them.
I will. The last thing, because Ruth Carter lost.
Yes.
To the set design and the costume design of Frankenstein.
Right.
If you are in the Philadelphia area and if you are in a reasonable drivable distance, the African American Museum here in Philadelphia has a Ruth Carter exhibit.
Yes, all of her
and all of the costumes. Have you been?
Yes. It's beautiful.
It is amazing.
It is absolutely amazing.
I think I knew the Black Panther costumes were going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know the Sinners costumes were going to be there. I did not know costumes from Malcolm X were going to be there. I did not know costumes from Do the Right Thing were going to be there.
Well, I know it was her whole deal.
Right. Like sketches from school days and work that she did from the Roots. It is an Dolomite is my name. The costumes are there. It is an extraordinary exhibit.
Extraordinary.
And quite the feather in the cap for the African American Museum in Philadelphia.
Indeed. Very, very much indeed. And I was actually excited when I was there. There was more than a few people there checking it out, taking it all in. And for it to be as comprehensive as it is laid out very well.
It is a wonderful exhibit.
It is absolutely perfect.
And it's
perfect.
huge.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You know.
Yeah. It literally almost takes over the place.
So I'm not sure when it closes. I think maybe in April.
I believe it's going to be closing in April. So you want to get there soon. Yeah, I think one of the reasons why it has been there so long is because to stay through the Oscars. So it may be closing like in the end of the month. You want to get there soon if you're in the Philadelphia area. Vincent is right. It is definitely worth the visit to the African American Museum here in Philadelphia for the Ruth Carter exhibit. All right?
All right.
Okay. And while you're here in Philadelphia, you can take a time to stop by Mission Control here at the Micheaux Mission and get with Vincent and get your dollar, as we have missives from the missionaries.
So what else is going on, Lynn?
We have emails, Vincent.
Ooh, missives from the missionaries. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, missives from the missionaries. Look, you want to talk about it now or before, or as we read the letters?
Well, we got a letter. We have a letter.
Okay.
Okay. Missives from the missionaries, Vincent. We have an email. This one comes from Tacita Bogan.
Hey, Tacita.
And her subject line is, "Run my dollar, please."
Run your dollar. Absolutely.
Good evening, gentlemen. Firstly, I've been listening and watching your show for years. I love it immensely and look forward to it each week.
Thank you.
I never comment.
Okay.
But I was pleasantly surprised by the cover art of the show, highlighting literally my two favorite singers, Miss Anita Baker and Miss Shaka Khan.
Absolutely.
And one of my favorite songs, My Funny Valentine, and felt it was kismet. Now, my first listen of this song was Frank Sinatra at 8 years old. But skip ahead to growing up on the Waiting to Exhale soundtrack, which I could, of course, listen to as a young teen before seeing the R-rated film. Although I did sneak and read a great aunt's copy of the book. Now listen, Shaka Khan's version is the best version. The music, the last verse, that voice is perfect. I grew up on Anita Baker as well, but it wasn't until my early 20s that I discovered her Rhythm of Love album, which is my absolute favorite of hers. Her My Funny Valentine is snappy, jazz-centered, and again, the music and her smoky voice are flawless. So I am a millennial who goes straight to those versions of My Funny Valentine, and I don't accept Bitcoin, Vincent.
Sure.
Thanks.
Sure.
Anyway, love the show. Congratulations on the studio change, and cheers to many more.
Sure.
TB. Now, before we go there, that was the email that we received from Tacita Bogan.
No.
However, we have also received notifications from at Brother J365. Definitely go straight to Shaka for My Funny Valentine. At Battle Girl Deb, a.k.a. Deborah Battle. Hey, Deborah.
Hey, what's up, Deborah?
This is my favorite song. First heard it in the movie Pal Joey. I Want My Dollar because I knew it's on the Waiting to Exhale soundtrack. Her version is my favorite. Milan Corinne says, I definitely said out loud, I talked to you guys during the pod episodes, the Shaka Khan version of My Funny Valentine is from Waiting to Exhale soundtrack and plays during the Savannah sex scene with the bummy date played by Rocky Carroll, I Want My Dollar. Be Real Black Cinema Club, a.k.a. Stephanie Watts,
and I'm going to tell her this to her face.
Hold on now, I love, and I hit all 6 O's that you put in there, Shaka's version.
Sure.
Blue Girl 718, Give Me My Dollar, Vincent. The Aquila Show. I'm 33 years old, and yeah, I only listen to the Shaka and Anita versions.
Okay.
And yes, I knew it was from the Waiting to Exhale soundtrack. And Kendrick 54, aka Adrian Robinson, aka my big sister, said Ella Fitzgerald sings a great rendition of that song. Sarah Vaughan is a classic version of My Funny Valentine. But for modern folks, Shaka Khan and Anita Baker's versions are impressive. Where's my money?
I'm glad, but see, she said for modern folks, and I'm glad because I knew Adrian would come. So what camera am I using?
You can either one. But that's your camera.
All right. Here's the thing. I was wrong about y'all. But it's because I expected more from you. Nah. Y'all want to talk about My Funny Valentine? You want to talk about My Funny Valentine? Let's talk about My Funny Valentine. And I'm so, I'm going to reference a text chain because longtime missionaries know our alumni, Micheaux Mission team alumni, Toya Haynes,
yes,
who was our media maven, and then Life, text us immediately, and as she does sometimes, and she talked about the fact, first of all, My Funny Valentine is a terrible song. Let's start there. You funny looking and or ugly. You got a weird body, but I like you. That's the song. Those are the lyrics of the song. Your looks are unphotographable. Your figure's less than Greek, meaning it's not perfect. Your smile is weak. You are funny looking and you got a weird body. But, and I said it when we talked.
The heart wants what the heart wants.
Johnny Hartman, Joe Williams, Nat King Cole, like these cats can sing the phone book. So you get it. Like Billy Eckstine saying you're ugly and got crooked teeth. It's Billy Eckstine singing it. But let's be clear. It is a terrible song. Now, you'll notice I only named men because it's also ambiently misogynistic, this sort of casual cruelty talking about this woman. Women should not sing this song.
Why not?
Because it's unless you are doing some type of radical version like Michelle Indigeo-Cello, where she says, who is he and what is he to do, where she queered it. This is a song about a woman. So unless you are a woman singing about a woman, it doesn't make sense.
What?
Because a woman would never say, your looks are unphotographable, you've got a weak smile, your figure's less than Greek. Women don't talk that way about men. That's the way a man would talk.
Oh, come on, Vincent.
Don't come on me. It's the absolute truth. That cruelty. But as your sister pointed out, Sarah Vaughan, Nancy Wilson, Ella Fitzgerald, much like the men I mentioned, they can sing the phone book.
Yeah.
So you let it slide. Okay, so now we got women singing a terrible song.
Okay.
Let's be clear. The history of this song was dormant. No, y'all want to talk about My Funny Valentine? We're going to talk about My Funny Valentine. The song was dormant. It was gone. Y'all want to pick the 90s version of it. Here's the thing about the 90s version. And I, I'm speaking, a couple of them said, they're millennials and this, that, and the other. And this is something that, again, the sort of height of R&B music is the 70s. Like I don't think that's controversial. Like this is the best that soul music has ever been. Moving to the early 80s, and it really is sort of this nadir, like R&B kind of goes into this dormant state. New Jack Swing revitalizes it. You get a lot of that British influence, so the brand new heavies and soul to soul, like the Brits come in and they and then it's in the 80s, mid to late 80s, you got New Jack Swing, and this, that, and the other. And then they kind of pass the baton to, frankly, Puffy and Jodeci. So now you're in R. Kelly, and now you've got this really kind of hip hop infused R&B. New Jack Swing goes to Puffy and Jodeci and Bobby Brown, all of this. But again, the group of people that are enjoying this is like Gen X and are enjoying it. When you move into the 90s, the mid to late 90s, which is now where we're going to get to, we always joke. I say everybody moved into their baked salmon and townhouse period. Where it's like, this is the moment where sisters, and it was sisters driving it. Like, we were just following the sisters. But like sisters, like, I graduated from college. I got my little MBA. I graduated from law school. If I didn't go to college, I've now been at the bank for 10 years. I done been at my city job for 10 years. I've moved into management, and I done bought a townhouse. And you would go over, and they was baking salmon. Like, everybody started baking salmon. And it was salmon and the townhouse, and then you had the soundtrack for it. And then it was like intro and foreplay, and Bobby and everybody was just very smooth. And we are very smooth, and everybody was very smooth. You remember, Lennon, and some woman came and she handed you a glass, and you said, "What is this?" And she said, "Oh, this is White Zinfandel. This is Riesling. This is Moscato." And you was sitting, and you was drinking, eating your little salmon, and they was playing on the radio, and it was like an offshoot of the baked salmon and townhouse music, and it was like processed jazz food, where it wasn't quite jazz, but it was like jazz-y. So it was like Will Downing and Rochelle Farrell, and they were doing their little thing, and you would sit, and it was fine. It was fine. It was very much fine, but it was of the moment. It was of the moment. It was fine. You did your little thing, and you know, they kind of are around still, but they were very much of the moment. Like you know, if Rochelle Farrell comes to City Winery or something, you know, hey, let's go see Rochelle Farrell. But you know, like David Peaston and Keith Washington and them, like they are of this moment. Right, you know, kissing you. Like it was real smooth.
I loved it.
Yeah. It was real smooth, but it was of the moment.
It was definitely had
it was not
short.
It was not, you know, like it's a 14-year-old girl sitting somewhere right now hearing the miseducation of Lauryn Hill for the first time, and it is changing her life.
Yes.
This is not that music. It's fine, but it's what it is. And I don't fault them for it. Like you know, because, you know, just the industry, like, I don't know if Rochelle Farrell got to have 3 albums.
I don't think so.
Right, you know, so you go see Rochelle Farrell and she does My Funny Valentine. That's fine. Rochelle Farrell, that's fine. But it was like people who, they were like kind of following the wave. And then they were doing versions of this kind of thing. And you know, as you know, Shaka Khan on, you know, it was on Shaka Khan album? No, it was on a soundtrack, and she did it. And I'm glad I don't know who said it, but like I knew this was on like Anita Baker's like 4th album or something. Like it wasn't on Rapture.
No.
And it wasn't on the 2nd album.
No.
And then like compositions, I knew it wasn't on composition.
It's our 4th album.
Right.
Yeah.
So we moving towards the end of Anita Baker's kind of like
her
this,
heyday.
Right. Like this is not the you know, the A material, and this is random, frankly. Like these are random songs in the discography of these two people.
Okay, fair.
And you know, frankly, I figured you'd like something like this.
Ooh.
You know, I figured you know. Look.
What the fuck?
Look, Lynn. Somebody say, "Hey, Vince, you're gonna be talking about My Funny Valentine." Oh, all right, it's a terrible song, but people seem to like it. You know, it's just kind of this, again, very casual misogyny in it. But all right, no. But you're gonna be talking about a version that some women sing. All right, women singing. Man, you know, people don't really listen to the lyrics. They don't understand that this is a song that a man, you know, people play Reasons but you know, again, Sarah Vaughan, these people say, no. Somebody gonna be talking about the 90s version of it. The 90s version of My Funny Valentine? Yeah. Huh. all right, I guess it's like some old baked salmon townhouse music and it's this, that, and the other. But, you know, Rachelle Farrell, and, you know, the poor thing never got a chance to make a, no. It's going to be the version that Shaka Khan and Anita Baker made. Shaka Khan and Anita Baker, their version of it? That's the one? Yeah. Huh. And then as a cherry on top, they're going to start talking about As We Lay. It's like, oh, As We Lay, that is an iconic 80s song. Shirley Murdoch really put that on. No, not the Shirley Murdoch version. The Shirley Murdoch version? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he going to do the version that Kelly Price sang. That random ass Kelly Price one? Yeah. You know, it's a great video because like Vivica Fox is in it and it's just very over the top and campy. No, he don't like the video. He just liked the song. And then I would have said, oh, well, clearly that's Lynn. That's Lynn talking because you have the strangest taste in music of any black man I've ever met.
You know what?
Toya Haynes said it. Toya Haynes said, Vince, I thought you were going to say something when he called this Sade song Smooth Criminal. And I said, yeah, just because Lynn is like.
I couldn't remember Smooth
right,
Operator.
Of course, is like.
I don't like Sade.
I know you don't like Sade. And who, you know, look, you're a middle-aged black man who don't like Sade. You like just strange, randomy stuff. And I joke about, I don't think you're a serial killer, which is why I joke about it. I 100% do not think you're a serial killer.
I don't think you would be alone in my basement.
I suspect you might be a Russian operative, though. Like a deep cover.
What's this, the Americans?
A deep cover Russian operative. Comrade. Hello, comrade, homeboy. I too like the music of the blues and rhythm.
Comrade homeboy?
Hey, comrade homeboy. I like the rapping of the music. You know who I like the best of the rapping of the music? The Heavy D. My favorite MC of all time is Heavy D.
What the fuck is your accent?
It's you. You know what else would be heavy? If the workers seized the means of production and rose up. Like you liking it makes perfect sense. But you missionaries.
Oh my God.
I expected more of you. I did. I really did. And yes, now I owe you $1. And I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
No, you're not mad. You're just a bougie ass motherfucker. That's who you are.
Again, I'm just disappointed. So, I'll give you $1. Go ahead, finish your homework. Practice your trombone. If there's time before dinner, you can play on your Switch. But yes, you all rose and said we too like the most random versions of this song that have ever been made, much like Lynn. So
they can be random, yet they can still be great versions of the song. There's no dismissing of what has come before. No one did that. They can still be great. Even if they're random, even if they come at certain point, the end points of certain performers' careers.
You pulled it. And to your point, Toya said Shaka Khan performs it in concert. And that's what she said. And I'm going to take Toya at her word. But I'm going to tell you what. If I pay $250 to go see Shaka Khan, which you should, I mean, it's Shaka Khan, and you probably going to get a tight 2 hours. If she eat up 5 minutes of my time doing my funny Valentine, I'm going to be hot. All that Rufus, all that Shaka Khan, and I hear y'all, but look, so.
But if the audience is going crazy, you'll just be the one sitting there boiling.
Look.
Everybody else will be enjoying.
Look, y'all talk about Wait to Exhale. I go
singing.
to Whitney Houston. Is like I think Brandy is on there, like sitting up in my room. Isn't that on Wait Until Exhale? Like
it's a good soundtrack.
You know, Not Gonna Cry's on there.
Yes,
I'd forgotten it was even on there to y'all.
Okay, well, but we know now why you forgot. because you just all snooty.
I'm not sure. How am I snooty?
You were coming off very snooty.
I'm not sure.
You're coming off
snooty.
very
snooty.
How that's
snooty at all.
Very snooty.
Not snooty.
I'm not even going to like dignify the slash you took at my neck. That's fine. That's fine.
Just real random.
Hey, me and my random fellow weirdo asses will appreciate the dollars when they come. You can give me the dollar for my sister. I'll get it to her.
Actually, she doesn't count because she acknowledged it, but that's not the one she thinks of.
Well, you know what?
I'm gonna give her the dollar though.
I'm gonna give her that dollar. Cause trust me, when she sees you,
she's gonna want the dollar.
That's the first thing she's gonna say.
Give me my dollar.
Yes.
Damn, my funny. It's a terrible song.
First of all,
It's a terrible song.
I get the idea behind the song, and I certainly can get behind the idea of a woman singing the song.
Women do not talk about men like that.
You know what? But you were wrong last week. Now you're going to be wrong this week about how women talk about men. You don't think women don't talk about men having like weak smiles, or maybe like a weak chin, maybe not being as built as they might?
They're not making a song about it.
They're not making songs about guys not looking the ideal.
No, not 19.
No, not in maybe not in those times. But it doesn't mean that a woman can't sing that song.
I mean, she can.
That's what I'm saying, and that's the perspective from which she is singing it.
Sure.
I think that's very close-minded to not think that.
Sure.
And not be able to see that and appreciate it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I would think more of you, Vincent.
Sure. Well, there you go. So I owe you $1. But I am disappointed.
So you want to give him 100 pennies?
No. I'm going to give him $1.
Okay.
But then I'm going to look at him.
All right. Let's get to your emails.
I thought that was the email. I thought the emails was... Go ahead. It's more emails.
Well, there's more emails. We'll only do a couple.
Yeah,
Okay.
My funny.
We got an email from Ellis Heron.
Hey, what's up, Ellis?
Hey, fellas. A big congratulations to Michael B. Jordan for winning Best Actor at the Oscars and being the 6th black man to do it. When I talked to my wife about him winning, she said he's the modern-day Denzel Washington. Granted, Denzel is still making movies, but he's been talking retirement for a while now. And I also know you guys were hesitant to say Michael B. Jordan has taken the torch from Denzel. So with this Oscar win, would you now say that this solidifies Michael B. Jordan's status as this generation's Denzel? Your boy, Ellis Heron from Fort Worth. Well, he's got the Oscar win.
He does have the Oscar win.
And I think some might have said... I think there may have been an argument for perhaps Idris having maybe at least a possible claim to that mantle, but I think the Oscar does separate them. Also, I do think that Michael is a bit more selective in the work that he does, as opposed to Idris. I think
Idris may have aged out too.
And that's the other thing. He actually probably has aged out.
The bad thing is I forgot Michael B. Jordan was as old as he was.
I know, because I think he's almost 40.
Yeah, he's like 35.
Yeah. He might be the closest to taking that title from him now.
He's a leading man.
Mm-hmm.
He's charming. He can be funny. He can do physical roles. He can be first on the call sheet and sell tickets based on who he is.
We haven't really... You saying that he's funny. I think he's funny when you kind of like see him in interviews and stuff like that.
Sure,
but he hasn't really done a comedy.
Okay.
He and while Denzel didn't do a lot of comedies...
I was about to say.
He did do The Preacher's Wife.
So we've never seen him as funny as Denzel in The Preacher's Wife.
Right.
Okay. Well, I guess we know what he needs to do.
Yeah, because even then, has Michael B. Jordan really done a romantic movie. It doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic comedy, but has he done a romantic movie?
I thought he did, but of course now I can't think of it.
I'm trying to, you know what, this good idea to maybe look up his filmography. I feel like there is one. Wasn't there? He's not in that time travel movie. No, that's not Michael B. Jordan. I'm trying to think what his filmography. He definitely hasn't done a comedy. Not that I can think of. He hasn't done. Let's look at his films. Creed, though, Black Panther, Fantastic Four. I know he doesn't want anybody to remember that. Chronicle, no, he doesn't really have a comedy or a romantic movie in his filmography. You know,
okay,
and that's not a knock against him, but it's just just actually
and
pointing
again,
out.
he's only 35.
I think the only other one the one who was trying to make a run for Denzel in real time was Will Smith.
Right.
But I think Will fumbled the ball. I just don't think Will is the actor that I think.
I actually disagree with your premise. I don't think he was ever making a run at Denzel Washington.
No.
I think he's always been making a run at Tom Cruise.
No, he's always been making a run at Tom Cruise. I agree with you, but I'm saying that as far as in Black America or
right.
in our eyes, he probably is the closest.
But see, that's my point. Like, I don't know if Will Smith has ever.
So, like, Denzel unquestionably was the leading Black actor for a long time.
So here's the thing about Denzel that he has that Will Smith never had, that Michael B. Jordan does have. Will Smith never had a working relationship
with one director,
with a Black director.
Okay, even a Black director.
Like a lot of Denzel's quote unquote Black bona fides, the foundation is working with Spike Lee.
Mm-hmm. Or Antoine Fuqua.
Will Smith, when you look at his filmography, it really is this kind of, and when you read his book, this was intentional.
Yeah,
I don't want to use the term colorblind, but it really was this path. It was more Tom Cruise.
He carved it.
More, Bruce Willis than Denzel, who, for every, I don't know, one of them lawyer movies or something.
Yeah, like the Pelican Brief.
Right. For every Pelican Brief, the shadow of Malcolm X or Mo Better Blues or Training Day looms so large that he has this kind of Blackness baked into the roles themselves. And Michael B. Jordan has that as well because of
Ryan Coogler,
the relationship with Ryan Coogler.
Yeah.
So,
but and that relationship with Ryan Coogler and the aesthetics and the imprint of that work shows in his work outside of Ryan Coogler.
That's my point exact. That is my point exact. Like, Denzel can and has keep his Black bona fides off of Malcolm X for like 15 years. Like, I don't have to do nothing else but this, and or the Equalizer, or something. Maybe not the Equalizer, but
yeah.
So,
well, there you go.
There you go,
Michael B. Jordan.
I was about to say, do you have your gavel?
Oh, you know what? We don't have. We have to get the gavel, and it's still at Castle Yunk.
All right,
get that. All right, we have one more email for you, Vincent.
Okay.
All right. And this is from Eric Bray.
Hey, what's up, Eric?
I wanted to go to some people who haven't emailed us for a while. Greetings, men of Micheaux. I just want to add my voice to those urging listeners to sign up for the Patreon subscription.
Oh, thank you, Eric.
The Patreon subscription, yes, for $5, just $5, you can gain access to not one, not two, but 3 exclusive podcast, monthly podcast from Vincent and I and our good friend Ariel Johnson. Go to patreon.com/Micheaux Mission and check it out. All right. Eric continues. The graphic novel recommendations alone are worth the price of admission. On that note, please consider a recurring segment of recommendations in various genres if you're open to it. If not, I'll just continue to pause and scan Vincent's impressive bookshelf in the background for inspiration. Yes, I've heard more than a few people talk about, because you do the Patreon from your comic book room.
I do.
At home.
I do.
So, you know what? Coming off of this conversation, it might be cool for the next binge lounge, which I think we're scheduled to do Thursday. I think.
Oh, we probably are. Can we bump it?
Okay.
To next Thursday.
All right. But it might
be real-time programming. You're right. We are.
Right.
But I got a thing.
All right. But it might be good, and this will give you time.
Yeah.
To come up with recommendations for the music that we should be listening to.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah.
I will. I will indeed. I will indeed.
Because that used to be your jam back in G-Town Radio.
Yeah. And I will. I will. Yes. I do understand that we've been reading it for 3 days straight now, and we still haven't left. But you have to understand, you have to set up that Bilbo doesn't want to go on the adventure. No, I don't know what's in Gandalf's pipe, but he does seem to enjoy it. No, seed cakes are not a real thing. At least I don't think so. Don't worry, we're going to get into the adventure.
Eric continues.
I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed.
Eric continues. In an episode of Len's Secret Movie Podcast with Ariel Johnson, there was talk of reviewing Gaslight. And I hope it's still on the table. Oh, yeah. You know what? We talked about, like, because we can review any movie, and talked about reviewing the movie Gaslight, because a lot of people don't know that Gaslight is a movie. They just know the term.
Oh, right. You mean the
original,
like where the term comes from.
Right.
I've never seen it.
Oh, you haven't?
No. I've actually never heard anyone say it's a good movie.
It's not the greatest.
I've just heard, as you say, the reference that we use
to it.
The term.
It's not like the greatest movie, but it's a good movie.
Yeah, it's like, what, 1940 something?
Yeah. Shut up.
Does Ariel know it's that old?
She does now.
Are you tricking Ariel into going into your racist time machine? Look at that black girl with pants on. Why aren't you wearing a dress?
She does now. That is that old. She didn't know. She wasn't aware that it was a movie either.
Sure.
So we have talked about that. So we are going to.
What's the I don't want to get too distracted with it. What's the credits of that? Like, who directed that? Who's in it? Anybody noteworthy?
Ingrid Bergman is in it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of her earlier films.
Okay, who directs it?
That I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember. But it's an interesting film.
Okay.
It definitely is interesting, and you see,
right? You
get it.
Yeah, you actually
get it. Yeah. You're like, oh wow, this is messed up.
Yeah.
Okay. So all right. Okay, so then he makes some recommendations for our secret movie podcast. I'll save these for Ariel when we do our show. Lastly, Eric continues. I enjoyed your recent episode on Alien.
Yeah.
Classifying it as a black movie may be a stretch, but you don't have to twist my arm to convince me when that film's that good. I did, however, want to bring up one point. For future reference, the I in H.R. Geiger's last name is pronounced with a long E, rhyming with eager.
So
like
H.R. Giger.
Yeah. like nearly everyone else, I always pronounced it the same way it's said when referring to a Geiger counter. However, in the introduction to one of his art books, the Swiss artist himself complains about the common mispronunciation, specifically in regards to when he was awarded the Oscar for his work on Alien. It's rare for me to offer any new knowledge to the likes of you two, so I didn't want to neglect an opportunity to help contribute to the mission, even if it's in the smallest of ways.
No,
thanks as always, Eric Bragg.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And don't think I missed that humble brag, Eric, that you have the art book of H.R. Giger.
Yes,
because you know that boy's out of print.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
The
H.R. Giger art book is one of my grails. Yeah,
I have no book grails. You have a few book grails.
You have no. Of course, you have book grails.
I don't have book grails.
Of course, you have book grails.
I don't.
There's no way you own every Karl Barks book that you want.
No. Okay.
There's absolutely nowhere there's not a collection of comic strips that you want. There's no way there's
but grails to me means like, you know, like I before I leave this world, I must own these things. And there actually aren't. The Karl Barks books, I have the stories that I like. I have. So would I love to have all of them? Sure. But I'll be fine if I don't. Right? The comic strips, I have Calvin and Hobbes. Anything else is
so
a
those
bonus.
Big beautiful art books of like the original art of like
what, Peanuts?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I like Peanuts.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No. Calvin and Hobbes, I've got that collection. I have every Calvin and Hobbes that ever was done. I'm good. I have all of the Batman stories historically that I want. Right? I have like there are some oral histories that I'm looking for, but for the most part, I've got the oral histories that I want. I don't have a book grail, really. I don't.
So that Legion of Superheroes, that treasury size issue of Back Issue magazine,
I have it.
Do you really have that?
Yes.
Oh, I want to see it. I didn't know you had that.
Every issue of Back Issue magazine.
Nice.
I have every one.
Nice. That's one of my grails.
Is that out of print?
Yeah.
Oh, is it seriously?
Yeah. The treasure. Yeah.
But you know what, Vincent?
Yeah.
You can see it.
I would.
I'll do you one better. You can have it.
No.
No, you can have it.
No.
You can have it.
No.
You can have it.
No, that's too much. I'll just
not
hold
too
it
much.
and look at it. That's too much. Let's keep going. That's too much.
All right. Well, that's our email.
All right. Okay.
That's our emails. Everybody's giving you $1. Let me give you something. If you're giving all this money away, let me give you something, Vincent.
I'm not angry. Well, where's the Pikachu on where's the Pikachu? What do you mean he's not called the Pikachu? Is just one of them, right? How come he's not the Pikachu? Okay, well, I just don't understand it then.
Now it's time for the game of kings.
Yes.
6 Degrees of D'Urville Martin. All right, Vincent, 6 Degrees of D'Urville Martin, where I give you 2 actors and you have 6 movies or less to connect them to D'Urville Martin.
Okay.
Keeping it in theme, we are going to be reviewing The Glass Shield tonight.
Yes.
The Charles Burnett film that stars Michael Boatman, Laurie Petty, Bernie Casey, Elliot Gould, and another blink and you'll miss him, Ice Cube.
Yes.
Also, O'Shea Jackson.
O'Shea Jackson.
By his government.
Yeah, that's right.
So, keeping it in theme,
okay,
in 6 films or less, connect D'Urville Martin to these 2 other actors.
Okay.
Whose names begin with O.
Actors whose names begin with O.
Beginning with Oliver Platt.
Oliver Platt. Okay, so Oliver Platt. Oh boy, Oliver Platt.
Yes. Certainly made his name on television, but has been
No,
in more
no,
than a
no.
few films.
He's around. Oh my God, Oliver Platt. What is he in that I can pull? Oliver Platt.
I'm looking to see what's the most recent film that he was in that I think you may have seen. And I think I have a film. Admittedly, it dates back to 2014.
And see, the problem with Oliver Platt, he rarely is the star.
Yeah, he's a character actor.
What is it?
From 2014?
Yeah.
It's a chef.
Yeah, I didn't see Chef.
Oh, okay.
Because that starred wait, is it, no, right. That stars what's his name? With the hair.
With the hair? There's a lot of people with hair, Vincent. Oliver Platt has hair.
No. He's got like good white boy hair though.
That's not who you're thinking about.
Okay.
Like, I know the star of it, and it's not a person with good white boy hair.
Wait. Oliver Platt was in something governmenty, like a government thing.
He has been, yes.
Okay, Oliver Platt. Is he in like is he in JFK?
I don't think he's in JFK. Let me go back. I actually just saw JFK again. No, he's not in JFK.
Is he in like the American president?
No.
What am I thinking of? Why do I see him in like a blue suit in DC?
Well, he's actually been in a few movies like that. He is in another film that is a genre film, and the character that he plays is the man in the black suit. It's a genre film that I'm pretty sure you saw from 2011. It's a film that would definitely probably help you, so I'll give it to you.
All right, what is it?
X-Men First Class.
Yeah. That's no fun.
Okay.
Give me one that's fun.
Okay. Well, let me see.
What was he in besides Chef?
What was
recently?
Recently?
Yeah.
These recent movies aren't going to help you.
All right.
Let's see. He was also in. Let's see another film. He was in. Oh, you know what? Maybe what you're thinking of. He was in Frost Nixon.
I didn't see Frost Nixon either, and I wanted to.
It's a good movie. He was in Bicentennial Man
with Robin Williams.
Mm-hmm.
That's a weird thing for him to have been in.
Mm-hmm. He was in Dr. Dolittle with.
Oh yeah, with Eddie Murphy.
Mm-hmm. He was in Bulworth with.
I think I'm thinking about Bulworth.
No, I mean, to be fair, there's a few movies because he was in Bulworth. He was in A Time to Kill. He was in Executive Decision. Like he played. He
right. He's
in a suit.
He's that guy. All right. So D'Urville Martin is in.
Which movie are you getting to?
I'll tell you when I get there. D'Urville Martin is in. Guess Who's Coming to Dinner with Sidney Poitier. Sidney Poitier is in Paris Blues with Diane Carroll. Dan Carroll is in The Split with Gene Hackman.
Mm-hmm.
Gene Hackman is in The Birdcage with Robin Williams.
Very good.
And then Robin Williams is in Bicentennial Man with Oliver Platt.
Well done, Vincent.
You ever see Bicentennial Man?
I feel like I have.
It's a weird movie. We've talked about this before. That I feel like
Robin Williams,
his filmography is
it's not as
is more middling than you would think.
Yeah. That's
so
definitely one
go.
of them. All right, very good, Vince.
Yeah, I like Oliver Platt.
I do.
You always like him when he shows up. It seems like he should have been in A Few Good Men.
He should have, but to be fair, he did work with Aaron Sorkin because he was on The West Wing.
Sure. All right, so who's my next O?
Oh, your next O, Vincent, in 6 films or less.
Mm-hmm.
This one should be take us an hour.
Yeah.
Connect Terville Martin to Olivia Wilde. Olivia Wilde, Vincent.
That is certainly a name I've heard.
Don't know one movie she's in.
What's the movie that she's in that she would have stuck out for to me? Where I'd have said, wow, she's doing some work right there. That's an honest question.
Okay.
She doesn't play like Psylocke, does she? In X-Men?
No, she received critical acclaim.
Okay.
For her first directorial film.
Okay.
Booksmart.
Oh, I don't know anything about Booksmart.
No, she didn't star in it. She just directed
what?
I just happened to notice that. She was in
where people said Olivia Wilde is doing good work in this film.
Okay, well, maybe it's stretching it, but she was. I don't know if those words have ever been spoken. But she was in. I'll
give you $1.
Let me tell you. No takebacks. Let me see. What is? Okay, here's a movie that I actually enjoyed her in.
Okay.
DC's League of Super Pets.
She plays like Lois Lane.
Oh, wow, look at you.
There's literally one female part.
She does.
Yeah, is that okay.
Now, do you know any of the other names?
I mean, The Rock's in there.
Yes, he is.
And
there's more than a few names.
Like, is Kevin Hart in that?
Yes, he is.
Yeah. Is like John Hamm in that?
John Hamm is not in it.
Okay. Who plays Clark Kent?
I think that's John Krasinski.
John Krasinski. Right.
It actually was a better movie than it had any right to be.
Okay, quietly, I've seen that movie like 3 times.
Okay, but you have a son.
Yeah, exactly.
So that makes sense.
Exactly. But you know what? We actually don't talk about Kevin Hart that often in here. So how would I get to? How am I going to get to Kevin Hart?
When you go through any Kevin Hart and Rock movies.
No. Right. Well, right. The Rock is the easy way. Oh, let's see if I have enough for this. Derville Martin. Derville Martin is in Five on the Black Hand's Side.
Oh, what's the name?
With Dick Anthony Williams. Dick Anthony Williams is in The Jerk with Steve Martin. Steve Martin is in, is that like Bringing Down the House? with Queen Latifah?
Yes.
Queen Latifah is in Girls Trip with Tiffany Haddish. Tiffany Haddish is in Night School with Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart is in that Super Pets movie with Olivia Wilde, and that's 6.
There you go.
All right.
There you go. Hey, if you find yourself going to be near the Philadelphia area in June, coming down to get your dollar from Vincent, why don't you bring the whole family so you can enjoy the Be Real Micheaux screening series as we return to the Bryn Mawr Film Institute on Thursday, June 4th, for the next movie in our series. And boy, have we got a good one for you. June is Black Music Month. So on the big screen here in Philadelphia, the Micheaux Mission and the Be Real Black Cinema Club will be presenting Summer of Soul.
Yes.
The award-winning documentary by Questlove that features Stevie Wonder, Sly and the Family Stone, Nina Simone, B.B. King, Mahalia Jackson, and a ton of other singers in this fantastic documentary presented on the big screen of the Bryn Mawr Film Institute. Tickets are on sale right now at brynmawrfilm.org for the Be Real Micheaux screening series, Thursday, June 4th, Summer of Soul. Hope to see you there.
Yes.
All right. Before we get into the review, I just want to make mention that we had gotten an email from, I believe it was Doc G. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that he had mentioned in his email was that while he is still very much enjoying the show, mm-hmm. he misses that we don't any longer play the trailer for our films on our audio episodes.
Well,
and the reason why we have done that, just to let for anyone else who is noticing that change in our formatting, is because as we have leaned the show more heavily towards YouTube, mm-hmm. we realize that playing the trailers in a video setting, that runs afoul of some copyright issues, especially not just regarding to the film, but sometimes just regarding to the music that is used in the trailers. So to avoid all of that, we have taken the trailers out of the YouTube show. At one time, we were putting them back in on the audio, but that just became too much redundant work as mm-hmm. far as on the editing side, especially since we have taken over everything ourselves now and no longer are using the great hands at Young Junk. So the trailers, that's why the trailers are no longer part of the episode. So Doc G, I appreciate you mentioning that. And for anyone else who misses the trailers, I too kind of like missed that little bumper, kind of like reminder of what this movie was, what it sounded like, what it felt like that we're about to talk about. But that is the reason for the change. Okay. All right.
A programming note.
Yes. And now it's time for our review of The Glass Shield. The Glass Shield is a 1994 America crime drama co-written and directed by Charles Burnett. It stars Michael Boatman and Laurie Petty as rookie deputy sheriffs who uncover a conspiracy around the arrest of a suspect played by Ice Cube. This film stars Richard Anderson, Bernie Casey, Victoria Dillard, Elliot Gould, Don Harvey, Michael Ironside, Wanda DeJesus, and M. Emmett Walsh in Vincent's selection for this stop on the mission. Vincent, what say you of The Glass Shield?
I think, as you mentioned, the reason that we're talking about this film, frankly, is because it is part of the filmography of Charles Barnett. Mm-hmm. And this is now our 4th time visiting his filmography, starting, of course, with To Sleep with Anger, mm-hmm. a favorite film of ours. We actually have hosted a showing of it. The legendary Killer of Sheep, mm-hmm. which many people have talked about. We talked about The Annihilation of Fish, which was the lost film that we rediscovered last week. And the Glass Shield, I know someone wrote in about it, and you know it is part of the Charles Barnett filmography. But I would argue this is the one that no one really talks about that much.
Besides Annihilation of Fish, which people just didn't know about.
People didn't know about it, but it's making up for lost time.
Right.
Immediately.
Right.
And I think the most important thing about this film is that it came out in 1994.
Mm-hmm.
3 years after the Rodney King case, where we had the entire world saw the footage of policemen beating on Rodney King. And 1 year before the O.J. murder trial, where, frankly, a lot of us were exposed to, allegedly, the shortcuts, the corruption that occurs in a lot of these police departments.
Yeah.
And you can tell that a film that is informed by this new understanding of police brutality, that the police aren't infallible, the police aren't good guys, but doesn't really have the language or the experience of the details of what happened in the OJ trial.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of in this middle state. As you mentioned, the film centers around Deputy J.J. Johnson, played by Michael Boatman, who is the first black deputy of this sheriff's department.
Yes.
In this Los Angeles township. And the racism that he deals with, the challenges of being the first black deputy there, his partner in arms, who's also dealing with her own challenges as a first, is Lori Petty's deputy Deborah Fields.
Okay.
Who not only is the first woman detective, but she's also Jewish. So she's dealing with sexism and anti-Semitism. And they find out that there is corruption.
Yes.
In this police unit. The flashpoint of this is a young man named Teddy, played by Ice Cube, is stopped in an illegal stop, and he has a gun, and he goes to jail, and everything sort of circles around this case, which then come to find out is the tip of the iceberg for ongoing corruption in this department. There is blackmail, there's this, that, and the other. The case that Teddy is being framed about has to do with the murder of a woman in a carjacking and robbery gone wrong. Elliot Gould's character is Mr. Greenspan.
Yes.
His wife has been murdered, and we are dealing with that and what that means. And I'm kind of rushing through the actual details of the corruption because none of it actually really gels. Like, we find out fairly soon that Elliot Gould's character is the one who set up the murder of his wife for an insurance scam.
Yeah.
But then the film ties this into this ongoing practice of this police department and this corrupted police department and them covering up corruption, and corruption is used a lot. But I was never quite sure exactly what was being covered up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what was the end goal of this police unit and the corruption and how things were covered up.
Yeah. And you didn't even touch on part of it. Somewhere connects to one of the detectives who has to retire because he's got cancer, and he's talking about, I need to leave something for my...
Right. And you think maybe this is connected to this insurance money.
Right.
But it's not. And there's not even a sense, like, they're not embezzling money. But again, I just got the sense it was all very nebulous. Where Charles Barnett wanted to address this new landscape where the public understood that these police departments took shortcuts.
Yes.
When they want to make cases, when they want to do things. And the reason that I bring up the fact that this is a year before the OJ trial and what happens consequently with OJ being found not guilty.
Right.
Is that there is a narrative to that trial. And I'll just put myself out there where I actually, this is my personal belief. This, what I'm about to say this does not represent the Micheaux Mission or any affiliates of the Micheaux Mission. This is what Vince believes.
Okay.
Where I believe O.J. Simpson murdered those two people. But I also believe that Mark Fuhrman in the Los Angeles Police Department moved evidence around, did these kind of shortcuts, planted things. The chain of custody wasn't the way it was supposed to be because they were trying to make the case easier.
Right.
I think that's a much richer story to explore. I think one of the missteps of this plot is that there's maybe a 10-15 minute moment sequence where you're not sure whether or not Ice Cube's character actually murdered this woman. But then the film blinks. And now you've got people changing serial numbers on guns. And then, you know, as I said, this plot point about the insurance comes out so that now it turns into an almost cartoonish exploration of this evil police department who's railroading this guy. And it's a shame because there's much richer material sitting right there. And where I landed was, I really wish instead of this coming out in 1994, this would have come out in 1997.
Okay.
When
right.
then
after OJ.
After OJ, and he could have put all of that in there. The direction, I think Charles Barnett is
Burnett.
I'm sorry, Charles Burnett is still Charles Burnett. I love the way the film is shot. Part of the reason I was disappointed that the issues of morality ended up being way more black and white, because it very much looks like one of these neo-noir films. Very deep reds, very deep blues.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't think there's ever a moment where characters aren't shot in shadow.
Of some sort, yeah.
And you know, the light coming through the blinds, cutting everyone up so that you know that these are people living in this morally ambiguous world. And I love that look. It actually reminded, I actually looked up the cinematographer because it looked so much like Deep Cover.
Yeah.
I thought it was perhaps the same cinematographer, and it's not. This is Elliot Davis, who has worked on a number of things, and I like his work, specifically Francis Ford Coppola's The Outsider. Well, he was a camera operator. Well, anyway, he's worked on some films that I've liked a lot. The performances, you know, okay. I think the biggest, in my mind, the biggest issue with the performances is that the two actors right in the center of it, Michael Boatman and Lori Petty, I don't find particularly that strong as actors that this would circle around. What helps is that they have strong people around them. The aforementioned Bernie Casey plays a lawyer, and he's doing really well. Michael Ironside,
always good.
Love Michael Ironside. Emmett Walsh,
always good,
is in here, always good. Speaking of Deep Cover, I love Victoria Dillard. And she plays JJ's fiance, who doesn't have a huge role, but every scene she's in, she captures the complexity of being involved with a black policeman in Los Angeles in 1994 in a way that I think comes from her performance more than the script.
Yeah, it's all about what you see her doing in the background.
Or more than the part. So that the question I was asking myself was, if I did not know this was a Charles Barnett film, would I be interested in it?
Mm-hmm.
And the answer is, I'm not sure I would be.
Mm.
I'm not sure I would be. As you mentioned, Ice Cube is blinking when this is a film that people talk about the way it was publicized, and Harvey Weinstein allegedly tried to bury it.
Yeah.
And at this moment in 1994, the quote unquote hood film was the flavor of the month. And I remember the commercials for this film and the advertising. Like, you really thought
that's what you're going to get.
Ice Cube was going to be the center of this thing.
He's front and center on almost all of the advertisements.
And as you mentioned, maybe 10 minutes of screen time with Ice Cube. So I understand people going in and being disappointed because of the advertising. But once you put the advertising aside, I don't know if there's enough meat on the bone for me to justify recommending this film.
I hated this movie. This movie was just so very frustrating for me. And I think you talk about whether or not if it wasn't Charles Burnett doing it, would you recommend it? I think here, to me, I see a bit of the fatal flaw in the Charles Burnett filmography. Killer Sheep is pretty much like his first feature, right? And it's very experimental in its storytelling, in its filmography, and everything. It almost is damn near documentarian.
Yeah.
In what it's trying to relate. Okay. Then you go to the other, and first of all, Charles Burnett, his filmography is small.
Yeah.
He doesn't have 10 films.
No.
His other big film is the To Sleep with Anger, which centers around this family, and it centers around this agent of chaos, which is Danny Glover's character coming in, and how his presence totally disrupts this family. So it really is this singular story. Okay. The Annihilation of Fish, which we both loved, but is very much about these three people. And even if you want to just distill that even down to these two people, right, James Earl Jones and Lynn Redgrave, with a smattering of Margot Kidder, but it's really about this little triangle, So it's a very small story. It's compact. Here you have in The Glass Shield, and from 1994, definitely it's coming out within the right in the midst of like the hood films that are the flavor of the month at this time. But what I tracked is that this movie also comes out 4 years after the debut of, on television, Law and Order.
Okay.
And by 1994, Law and Order is a certifiable hit. I mean, there's a hit out the box. But by 1994, it's a TV show everybody is watching. And it is a TV show that by which some people are starting to, gauge their perception. You might call it, maybe it is Law and Order another form of propaganda? Absolutely. And it is the prevailing form of propaganda at that time, especially against these hood films, which are very, very anti-cop.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got The Glass Shield, which very much to me in its depiction and in its film work and in some of its stylization feels like it's speaking in the language of Law and Order, but against the propaganda of Law and Order, trying to give you a window into both the corruption in the police force and to a degree how that prevails over into the side of the judicial as well. That's the way that I'm reading it. Okay. I definitely read the whole new neo-noir aspects that you're talking about with the color of it and some of the settings and production values of it. But in trying to tell this story, Charles Burnett has laced this movie. You talk about plot. There is plot upon plot upon plot upon plot in this movie. And there is too much plot. And I think that is the undoing of Charles Burnett because he doesn't know where he wants to 100% focus his energy on. Mm-hmm. You talk about how there was at one point you may have thought that Ice Cube, you're not sure whether or not Ice Cube actually killed this woman. I contend that there is never any doubt that he did not kill this woman because when the police are called to the crime scene, the Lori Petty character, who we are also supposed to be, be our window into this world alongside Michael Boatman's character, she is the first one to point out, like, hey, this math ain't mathin'.
Right. About
what he's saying. So it already looks like it's supposed to be, an inside job from Elliot Gould's character. So when they arrest Ice Cube, I never suspect that it's him. Do I wonder, like he says that he has a gun that he took or he was given from his girlfriend's father.
Who hasn't been there? Haven't you ever stolen your girlfriend's father's gun?
No.
Good answer. That was a test.
But even just that, putting in that little piece there, like, why are you coming up to works there? You've got enough. There's enough things here. Like, you don't need this. You don't need to do this to Charles. There's plenty, bruh. You don't need this. And so now we've got to deal with that. Then we've got to deal with Richard Anderson's character as the head of the sheriff department. He's walking around.
Just real quick. Did Richard Anderson do anything besides the $6 Million Man in this?
Well, actually, he did quite a few things.
Okay.
He did quite a few things.
Well,
because he was also on The Bionic Woman. But no, he was an actor before.
Okay, all right. I'm assuming older movies.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Once he found his way in television, he was yes. But he was always but that's the thing. And trust me, I get that Charles Burnett, man of a certain age, is casting Richard Anderson in this role because he's trying to play him against type, against the Oscar, the good guy from the $6 Million Man and Bionic Woman.
Because I ain't like it.
Well, no, because he definitively is the bad guy.
Yeah, I didn't like it at all.
But he still is doing nothing. He's just walking in and just telling people, fix it, handle it. That's all he's doing. The entire movie.
Lynn, you said it's got so much plot. I need you to explain to me what was the deal with them?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. There's these two cops who are dealing with a case that we never really are introduced to. It's just mentioned off in the ether.
Right.
They're talking about one guy's he's got cancer and he's got to shore up his life benefits for his kids or something like that. Cut to 20 minutes later in the movie, he's dropping dead in the middle of the squad room. I don't know what is happening. I don't know. And frankly, at some point, I didn't care.
Yeah.
I just wanted this movie to be over. Lori Petty, who is an actor who I enjoy more often than not. I've enjoyed her. Enjoyed her especially with the movie that made her famous, Tank Girl. And then every other time that I've seen her, I like her. I see Lori Petty. She's trying to make a meal out of what they've given her. But Charles Burnett hasn't given her a lot. Michael Boatman is woefully miscast in this movie. And admittedly, he's very young in his career at this time. And because he has hair.
Right.
But he comes across as someone who has had theater training, but hasn't had film training.
Interesting.
Because everything he does is big.
That is very true.
Every single thing every movement he makes in this movie is big and pronounced and loud and seamy. And that is the antithesis of what you do in film work, right? It's small because the camera will capture it. And because of that, he got on my nerves 5 minutes into this movie. And I was like, yo, can we focus on someone else? Well, okay, Ice Cube is in here. Oh, then he's not.
And then he's not. And then he's not.
And then he's not. And then when he shows back up, he don't say nothing. He's in the movie 10 minutes. He maybe has 5 lines.
Yeah. In
the entire film. Bernie Casey shows up. Good, solid work, but he's not, he's basically phoning it in. He's living off of I'm Bernie Casey. I'm doing Charles Burnett a favor. Elliot Gould, you've got me for an hour. I got you for an hour, dog. I got you for an hour. When his character shows up dead, it ain't Elliot Gould's body.
Right.
They don't even cut towards. He won't even lie down so they can shoot him dead.
I know.
At least, I said an hour. My ride is here.
Yeah.
I'm out.
This is the second film in like a month we've seen Tommy Hicks as a preacher.
Right?
Is that random?
You know what?
Is that Tommy Hicks again as a preacher?
Because he bought the costume.
He's not a preacher in Daughters of the Dust, is he? I don't think he's a preacher. I think he's like
I don't think he's a preacher in that. No,
right, but
no,
okay.
But I bet we can find another movie where
he's a preacher. Where he plays a preacher. I have my own costume. Tommy Hicks reading for preacher.
Tommy Hicks is in his own shared universe of films as a preacher.
So after he sexually assaults Nola Darling and she's got to have it, he gives his life to Christ and he's trying to make amends.
Yes. And he wanders film.
He walks the earth from film to film as a clergyman. You know what? I'll allow it. I'm for that. I am for that. He feels so guilty about she's got to have it, he becomes a priest.
A priest for justice.
A priest for justice. And that is more interesting than anything that happened in the Glass Shield.
Oh my God, this movie just and you talk about Victoria Dillard. Talk about a waste.
Look, man,
a talented actor.
Love Victoria Dillard. Did not work enough all through the 90s.
No.
Again, we talked about her in Deep Cover where she held her own with prime
Lawrence Fishburne. Yes.
So like this with Michael Boatman is...
You see her walking with Michael Boatman. Can you just give me something?
Yeah.
Can you give me something? You're so big.
Yeah.
You're so big. You can see her literally in there. I was like, okay, I'm just going to be here.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be here. Yeah, I was through with this movie. Like, I understood you're right. I understood the commentary that he's trying to make, but I think he's trying. He doesn't have the language yet.
Mm-hmm.
It's still developing in this time.
Right.
And I think that it's just a little bit too much story for him. This movie just felt like a real long, boring episode of Law and Order.
Well, you know, the fascinating thing about what you're saying within the context of Law and Order, what I was thinking as you were talking about it, I feel like there's a cut of this movie where you edit out all of the police plot.
And you're just in the look, yeah.
Like Bernie Casey's lawyer versus this other lawyer with the judge. And because my favorite scene in the film, they had this dual set of scenes where the lawyers were prepping the witnesses.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, once again, back to this noir aesthetic, they're shot in, you know, the sun is setting in these offices and everybody is sitting in silhouette, coaching their witnesses. And I was like, wow, this is really engaging right here. You know, and the bad thing is none of the primary players
are in
the scenes.
No, not at all.
But to your point, at 2 hours, this is a really boring episode of Law and Order. I think there's an hour episode that crackles.
There's an hour episode of L.A. Law.
L.A. Law.
It's just the lawyers
that crackles.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
That you can
because even like the scenes in the courtroom,
even the scenes
judge,
in the courtroom had a little pop.
Yeah. But we've got to go back to the sheriffs.
Yeah, well, you know, again, I think there was that really electric moment after Rodney King, where in retrospect, I don't even think the real sort of paradigm shift was the footage of the policeman in Rodney King. I think the real shift was this understanding, and really this white understanding, that there are two different Americas. Like, I think the real shift was our white countrymen realizing that, as shocked as many of them were, how nonplussed we were.
Because this was
nothing new to our reality.
Absolutely. This was just caught on camera.
It was just caught on camera. So, again, I kind of understand how you're drawn into the police side of it.
Oh, yeah.
But it is a shame because you know, just to repeat what we said 5 minutes ago, the part that actually works is the legal side.
Yeah, it's a shame. So do you land on that you would recommend The Glass Shield?
You know, on its own merits, I do not.
Yeah.
But to your point, I mean, what do we got? I mean, what do we have besides these 4 films?
As far as for
Charles Barnett.
That is, I mean, that's not his full filmography.
Right.
But those
I know it's not his full film, but I know those
are the tentpoles.
Those are the big 4.
Those are for the most part, that's the deal. That's the ones that people talk about. Looking at his filmography, which, like I said, is not big at all. You got Killer Sheep, My Brother's Wedding, To Sleep with Anger.
And My Brother's Wedding, is that feature length?
Not really.
Why did I think that was like barely, an hour?
It's barely. To Sleep with Anger, The Glass Shield, The Annihilation of Fish, and then his last movie from 2007 is Namibia.
Namibia? But is that a film?
Yeah, The Struggle for Liberation.
That's not a documentary?
It is. No, it's a film that features Charles Lumley and Danny Glover.
Okay. Click on My Brother's Wedding, because I've thought about that before, and I thought there was something about it where I said, "Nah, we can't really do it on here." I thought it was like an hour long.
Yeah, I think it's only like, I don't think it's a full.
Yeah, I didn't think it was a full film.
Well, hour 16.
Yeah, I knew it was really short.
But to be fair, I mean, there were features from the 20s and 30s that are an hour. Yeah, 15.
So I hate to say you can skip it for someone whose filmography is this short, but I think I might land on that. And you?
Oh yeah, I think you can skip it.
Yeah,
I absolutely think you can skip it. I think the shame of it is, though, I found myself, and we have talked about it here on the mission. Heaping praise on Charles Burnett. But I wonder, as much praise as we heap up on him and for his place in Black film history, is all of that really primarily because of just those two films?
Killer of Sheep and
To Sleep with Anger.
I mean,
because the Annihilation of Fish people don't really know about.
Right.
And it doesn't even necessarily feel like what you would think a Charles Burnett film would feel like. And this film, while I get what he's doing,
sure,
it just doesn't come together.
Yeah.
And I don't think he has enough. There's not enough arrows in his quiver to really say like.
I mean, I think a lot of those. I mean, particularly the L.A. Rebellion. Julie Dash, we really only talk about Daughters of the Dust.
Yeah, but with Julie Dash, you understand that there was also a situation where the opportunities weren't presented.
Sure. You wouldn't say that about Charles Burnett?
He seemed to have made his way.
Sankofa is
I mean, oh yes, okay, yeah, but that's the collective,
right?
If you're looking at the collective, yes, they are to be heralded.
No, right, but individually, I think we perhaps give them accolades, and those accolades are based on a pretty limited
sample size.
Yeah,
you're looking up Sankofa.
Yeah, because his name is right on the tip of my tongue. And that is, of course, the great Haile Gerima. Mm-hmm. And when we talk about his filmography.
Yeah, what are we talking about there?
Yeah. There's Bush Mama, which has been on my Shut Up Lynn short list for years. And Ash and Embers.
Mm-hmm.
But even now we're pretty much done.
And then when you look at who else is the other name out of the L.A. Rebellion is Jamal Fanaka.
Right.
And that's
what Jamal Fanaka put in that work, though. Jamal Fanaka put in that work.
Okay. Yeah, he made Penitentiary.
And Emma's Revenge and Welcome Home, Brother Charles.
Yes, Welcome Home, Brother Charles. Which we will be welcoming home soon in the months coming up.
I really do want to do a double bill with that and Alien. We call it Big Black and Dangerous. Big Black and Dangerous double feature. But there you go.
That too would be more interesting than the Glass Shield.
Yeah, it would be.
All right. Well, that is our review of the Glass Shield. Before we tell you what we're going to be reviewing next week, I invite you to find the Micheaux Mission on the social media of your choice, whether or not it be Instagram or Threads or Facebook. You can find us at Micheaux Mission. You can also find us wherever you find podcasts, Apple, Spotify, or YouTube at Micheaux Mission, where you are invited, please, to subscribe, follow, hit the bell, be notified of when we premiere all of our episodes, when we put up all of our shorts, and you can give us a 5-star rating and a review because that helps people find our show. We really appreciate it. The Micheaux Mission is also a proud member of the Believe podcast network, Believe, BLEAV.com. Every sport, every topic, everywhere. Go to Believe.com. The Micheaux Mission is produced right out of Anga Studios. Go to angastudio83.com where you can book yourself in one of the studios that they have here. Make it so. The Micheaux Mission also invites you to please, if you can, help us. Join us on Patreon. Patreon.com at Micheaux Mission, where $5 gains you access to 3 exclusive monthly podcasts, the Binge Lounge, the Serial Killers, and Len's Secret Movie Podcast with my good friend Ariel Johnson. I also invite you to check out my new podcast, Mac and Augustus.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
On everything, which is available on YouTube and wherever you find podcasts. It's conversations men never have until now. All right. Next week. Here on the Micheaux Mission, it is my turn. And, you know, we went from a movie where Ice Cube was barely in to a movie that has 2 shots of ice because it's got Ice Cube and we got a little iced tea.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is a fun movie.
Yeah, and kind of a lost one, I think.
Lost movie, but boy, it's been a long time since I've seen it.
Yeah, me too. But
I remember having a ball with this movie.
Yeah.
Next week, Trespass. Right here on the Micheaux Mission. Until then, he's Vincent, I'm Len, and in parting we say,
we'll see you when it's time to meet again.